A7, top one. And pick up, please.
Yeah, I believe we've had something wrong with this car, mate. It's the worst it's ever been.
Hi Lewis, we heard the radio at the end where you said something is wrong with this car. Can you tell us how it felt and what you were dealing with?
Not particularly, it was just not a great day.
This was the worst it's ever felt. Something seriously wrong. Those were the shocking words crackling over the team radio from Lewis Hamilton right after the Spanish Grand Prix. Not said in anger, not out of frustration, but with a tone of pure disbelief. Imagine that. A 7-time Formula One world champion, one of the greatest drivers in F1 history, now sounding defeated by his own Ferrari car. This isn't just another driver complaining about a tough race weekend. This is Lewis Hamilton, questioning if the Ferrari SF25 is even raceable. That's a rare and alarming moment from a legend who has spent over a decade mastering the limits of an F1 car, pushing every boundary to the edge. It wasn't just a bad day at the office. It was a race that leaves lasting scars. A race that makes you question not only the car beneath you, but also the bigger decisions that brought you here. The Spanish Grand Prix wasn't supposed to be a disaster. Expectations were sky high, with upgrades promised and quiet optimism building inside the team and among fans. But what unfolded on the track told a completely different story. For Hamilton, it was more than a poor result. It felt like a fundamental crack had formed within the team and the car. Now everyone's asking the big question, is this the start of a bigger problem? Not just for Ferrari, but for Hamilton's future in the Scuderia. And the strangest part? The weekend didn't start off badly at all. For a brief shining moment in qualifying, Hamilton actually outqualified his teammate Charles Leclerc, a rare win in their ongoing intra-team battle. Starting 5th on the grid wasn't pole position, but it was a strong sign that maybe, just maybe, things were finally clicking for Hamilton and Ferrari. It gave a small glimmer of hope that a solid race could follow. When the lights went out, Hamilton launched brilliantly off the line, overtaking George Russell's Mercedes right into turn 1, with Leclerc right behind him. For a fleeting moment, it felt like the old Lewis was back, aggressive, confident, and fully in control of his car. Ferrari had both cars running strong early on, and the pace looked promising. The positioning was solid, and there was genuine hope Ferrari might be able to fight near the front again, possibly challenging the top teams. But as always in Formula One, fortunes can change in an instant. And in Spain, that shift came quickly. That early promise didn't last long. Within just a few laps, the cracks began to appear. Hamilton's Ferrari started misbehaving in the tricky mid-speed corners, its rear end twitchy and unstable, refusing to stay planted when grip was needed most. Watching from the outside, it was clear Hamilton was fighting the car through every single turn, struggling to keep control and maintain pace. Meanwhile, Lando Norris in the McLaren began pulling away effortlessly. Hamilton's pace dropped lap after lap as his Ferrari failed to cooperate. The car simply wasn't doing what he needed it to. Behind him, Leclerc was clearly faster but stuck right behind Hamilton, waiting patiently for an opening. Then, on lap 9, Ferrari radioed Hamilton to let Leclerc through. Hamilton complied without any resistance. That quiet, almost routine moment said everything about the team dynamics. It was the point where Ferrari shifted their focus. Leclerc was now the clear lead driver, while Hamilton was pushed into the background. Even though the driver swap was smooth, it changed the entire dynamic of the race. Hamilton, who had joined Ferrari with hopes of building a new legacy, was now falling behind, not just on the track, but within the team's priorities. After letting Leclerc pass, Hamilton's struggles worsened. The SF25 felt like a completely different car, untrustworthy and unstable. The rear was sliding unpredictably, causing massive understeer in the third sector of the track, and poor traction out of corners made every lap a battle against the machine. His frustration grew with every turn, lap after lap, as the car refused to respond the way he needed it to perform. Then came an especially embarrassing moment. Nico Hulkenberg, driving for Sauber, a team that normally battles at the back of the grid, managed to overtake Hamilton. For Ferrari, a team chasing championships and glory, losing to a midfield car was nothing short of humiliating. Hamilton finished 7th on the road, but was promoted to 6th after Max Verstappen's penalty. Yet, that small jump in position was meaningless compared to the emotional damage inflicted. It was a brutal reminder that things weren't just bad, they were broken. After the race, Hamilton's raw frustration was impossible to miss over the team radio. "This is the worst I've ever experienced balance-wise." Coming from a 7-time world champion, those words carry enormous weight. Later, in the media pen, Hamilton was quiet and visibly upset. When asked if there was anything positive to take away from the weekend, his answer was blunt and honest. Zero. There was no silver lining, no bright spots in tyre strategy or race stints, nothing to hold on to for hope. When questioned about the upcoming Canadian Grand Prix, Hamilton simply said, "I just want to go home." That short reply revealed how mentally drained and defeated he felt after such a tough race. The most chilling moment came later when he told reporters, "Maybe it's just me. I'm sure they won't fix it." It wasn't anger or bitterness. It was quiet doubt, a feeling of isolation rarely seen from a driver of his experience and talent. This was Hamilton starting to lose faith, not just in the car, but maybe in the entire Ferrari team. And when a driver like Hamilton begins to doubt, it's a warning sign for everyone watching. Technically, the SF25's issues run deeper than just one bad weekend. Reports from inside Ferrari confirm serious rear instability caused by aerodynamic imbalance and suspension geometry problems. The car's behaviour favours Leclerc's driving style more. He can find grip and control exiting corners, while Hamilton struggles to keep the car stable and push hard. This difference is important because it means Ferrari might be unintentionally developing the car more around Leclerc's feedback, sidelining Hamilton's input. The team had planned to bring important upgrades for the Canadian Grand Prix, including new rear suspension parts and floor modifications designed to fix the balance issues and improve stability. But unfortunately, these upgrades have been delayed and are now expected to arrive only at the Austrian Grand Prix. This delay means Hamilton must endure the current problems for several more races, making front-running results even harder to achieve. While Hamilton fought to keep the car under control, Leclerc's race was very different. Showing impressive speed, consistency, and confidence, he secured another podium finish in Spain. Inside Ferrari, engineers have clearly shifted their focus toward Leclerc's preferences for car setup and race strategy. At the start of the season, Hamilton's arrival was the big story, and everyone expected a fierce battle. Now, after a few races, the story has changed. Leclerc has clearly become the team's leader. This growing gap raises serious questions about Hamilton's role within Ferrari and the kind of support he will receive. Such uncertainty can shake a driver's confidence and affect the overall atmosphere inside the team. Looking ahead, the Canadian Grand Prix in Montreal looms as a crucial test for both Hamilton and Ferrari. Montreal has always been a strong track for Hamilton. He has won there 7 times, more than any other driver. But this year, without the crucial upgrades, expectations are low. Ferrari trails behind a rapidly improving McLaren, faces a dominant Red Bull team, and a resurgent Mercedes squad fighting to climb back. If Ferrari and Hamilton don't manage to turn things around soon, the narrative may shift dramatically. Did Hamilton make the wrong move by joining Ferrari? This race could be a major turning point for Hamilton's season and his future with the team. Spain wasn't just a bad race, it was a clear warning. Trust in the car, in the team setup, and within Ferrari itself is fading fast. Hamilton's honest and raw verdict after the race reveals the deep frustration beneath the surface. Without quick and effective changes, this high-profile partnership risks unraveling much sooner than anyone imagined. After what happened in Spain, nothing at Ferrari, and nothing in Hamilton's mindset, can be taken for granted. The future feels fragile, uncertain, and full of challenges yet to come.